Hey everyone, Casey here with Wellbeing Connections, and I'm so excited for you to join us for our first huddle of 2025. Plan your breakthrough. So, quick rundown on huddles. We're going to just take a few minutes to pause. We have a little intro, then we'll get right into the meat and potatoes of what our session is going to be about. And then we'll take a few minutes to reflect at the end to bring that information into your day-to-day life. So today we're going to get started with a visualization activity. So I invite you to find yourself in a comfortable place. Maybe close your eyes if that feels right for you. That can be especially helpful when we are doing a visualization activity, as it allows us to kind of turn inward and focus on ourselves. So as we are starting this visualization, I want you to start to imagine yourself and how life might look for you on April 1st of this year, about 75 days from now. What do you want that life to look like? Recognize what are the things that you see? What are the sounds that you might hear, or maybe that you don't hear? What smells might be present? Recognize how your body may feel or how you want that body to feel. Or what sensations from a physical touch are present. And as you bring yourself into this ideal April 1st feeling, I want you to maybe reflect on a few questions. What habits does you in 75 days, what habits do you have? Are you enacting on a regular basis? What relationships are you feeding or giving energy to? Who are you spending time with? What things are you saying yes or no to, both personally and professionally? Take a few moments to really bring yourself fully to this visualization. As you breathe here, I invite you to bring that full breath in, bringing energy and positivity and belief into that visualization, knowing this is possible. And when you're ready, I invite you to bring yourself back to the present moment and back to today, and we will get started. As we're getting started, I invite you to recognize maybe what, if anything, you noticed or changed in your body after taking just a couple minutes to visualize looking forward to April 1st of 2025. So with our session today, plan your breakthrough. The new year often brings thoughts of achieving new goals or even maybe finally accomplishing that elusive to-do list that has been on our resolutions list for years and years. So today we're going to talk about getting started and how to build that foundation to accomplish not only this year's resolutions, but any goals that you have on the horizon. So, as I mentioned, many of us have this dream list of things that we'd like to accomplish in the new year or things that we've been trying to accomplish for many years. So, today we're going to talk about 3 practical steps to bring those New Year's resolutions to life and break through some of those self-set limitations. Those 3 steps are going to be getting a clear vision, identifying what our motivators are, and setting those doable or realistic action steps. So as we get in, we're going to start with that clear vision. So we spent just a few moments at the beginning of our time today visualizing what we might want our life to look like on April 1st of 2025. When we have clarity on our vision or what we're wanting to accomplish or achieve in our life, this creates a clear picture of what we're working towards. This allows us to have something to check in with. Maybe compare what are the things that we're doing today that are going to move us closer to that vision. So, as you work to create your vision, it's important to keep a couple things top of mind. One is taking time to commit to creating something that is personal to you. Now, this isn't my vision. This isn't your mom or dad's vision. This isn't your spouse or your friend's vision. This is your vision. So, what are those components that make you you that you want to include in there? And as you're crafting your vision, I encourage you to bring all of your senses into that discovery. We can ask ourselves questions like, what will my day to day feel like when I achieve this? Or What tastes, smells, or sounds do I hear when I achieve my vision? Maybe it's sounds of quiet and calm. Maybe it's sounds of laughter and connection and energy. Maybe it smells of freshly baked bread if becoming a bread maker is something that's in your vision. Another question that might come to mind is, how does my vision guide my day-to-day actions? How does that focus my sight? And finally, as we are getting our vision established, it's important for us to keep it close by, whether that is on your mirror at home, maybe that's a place to reflect in your office. Maybe there's a setup where it keeps it top of mind. Maybe you journal and you revisit that page in your journal regularly. When we see our vision frequently, it's going to remind us, hey, is this still who we are? Is this where we're working towards? Or when life inevitably happens and we as humans evolve, we can make changes to make it the best version of us. So I encourage you to give yourself permission to make adjustments as your life evolves so we can continue to move forward. And after you've got that visualization, you've got that image of that vision of what you want to accomplish around your goals, around your resolutions for the year, we need to maybe address some of those things that are gonna be there for us or help us get through those maybe hard days or those challenging moments. So this is where identifying our motivators comes in. Now, motivators are those things that keep us moving. These can be categorized in two different ways. They can be our internal or autonomous motivators, or they can be external motivators. So we'll break each of those down a little bit. So those internal or autonomous motivators are often connected to our personal future. For example, someone may exercise regularly so that way they can age as healthfully as they can to maybe minimize risk for chronic disease or illness. It's an internal motivator. It's not exercising because we feel like we need to lose 10 pounds to keep up with the Joneses next door. That kind of leads us into those external motivators. And those external motivators have typically two types of category. One of the external motivators includes having someone outside of you telling you what to do. For example, this could be a boss, a spouse, a parent, a friend. Maybe your boss is telling you, you need to complete this training so you can be certified to do XYZ required by your job. That's an external motivator moving you forward. Maybe you care about that certification, maybe you don't. Outside pressure coming in. Now, another type of external motivation is when we personalize a general external idea. Now, this is something that is a little bit more vague, but may come, for example, or may look something like, I feel like I need to sleep or have a better sleep routine because the experts say 7 to 9 hours of sleep is optimal for health. So we're being influenced by that external noise of the world around us or what the social norms may be telling us is good or right or healthy. Okay, the thing about external motivation to just be aware of is it does often work. But the caveat is it often works in the short term. It's often unsustainable or isn't always there for us when we need the energy or incentive to make maybe what feels like that challenging choice. Maybe it's hard to referencing like getting a certification that your boss told you that you need to do. If you're not particularly interested in that, it might feel easier to prioritize other work responsibilities because you're not maybe personally interested in that. So we've talked about the importance of having a clear vision. We've talked a little bit about, okay, what are the things that are going to motivate us to move towards that vision, those internal and external motivators. So our next step is really breaking that vision from a big 3,000-foot view here into what are we going to do today? That doable action step or realistic action step. So how we spend our time crafting our vision, identifying our motivators really leads us to that final step of creating those doable action steps. When we move forward with consistency and small steps each day, this helps us build momentum. And this momentum and consistency builds confidence. And this breeds more motivation. It builds those motivators up to continue to help us move forward towards our goals. So, that small, consistent action of just doing one thing, maybe it's 5 minutes, maybe it's 90 seconds. You get to choose what that one small, doable action step is for you. And with this, that snowballs into that positive direction with confidence and capabilities. You grow the skills, you grow that competence to move forward to your vision. Now, with this, it's important to remember that perfection is unsustainable. So if you're a person who holds yourself to those maybe what can be deemed as unrealistic expectations of doing the right thing every single day, all day long, give yourself permission or that self-compassion to have that bad day, that off day, or when the wheels seem to fall off the bus, you can just hop back on the bus tomorrow. Okay. Remind yourself that things are going to happen. Life happens, but we can always try again the next day to keep that habit going. It does take those intentional choices each day to move toward your goal. But again, the journey isn't steady, always up, up, up. A lot of times the journey looks maybe a little bit more rocky or wavy, or we plateau for a little while or take a deep dive and then we shoot up. It's not a linear experience. One thing on here that came to mind as I was prepping for today's time is small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements that are gained slowly over time. That quote from John Maxwell. And again, I want you to focus on that small disciplines repeated with consistency, that first part. That consistency doesn't always mean 100%. Consistency is more often than not. So if you get 20 days in a row and a day or two you come down with the cold or flu, just jump back on when you're feeling like you've got that energy back to take care of yourself. So how are we going to wrap this up? What are we going to do moving forward? A few questions for you. At any time you can pause and maybe jot down some notes on a sheet of paper for you as you are wrapping up your time on planning your breakthrough. So just kind of getting started, how would you rate your current ability to turn your goals or move from your goals and bringing that to reality on that scale of 1 to 10? So where would you rate yourself currently on creating that vision and moving it into an action plan? And what makes it that number? So what makes it maybe an 8 in confidence of, hey, I'm good at this? What makes it an 8? What are you good at? Or if maybe you rated yourself at a 3, what are things that maybe make it a 3? Another question to ask yourself is, what might you gain by creating that realistic and consistent plan to bring your goals to life to move you toward your vision? What are some of those potential positive outcomes from creating that realistic plan, that doable action plan? As we're going, what might you keep top of mind to have this impact your well-being in a positive way? And if you've currently kind of rated yourself at that 9 or 10 of, hey, I'm really good at this, what are the things that you want to keep doing as you move forward to continue to move closer to your vision, or maybe to push that vision out a little bit further? As we're wrapping up, I encourage you to maybe set one small goal for today. What might you like to try? What might you like to explore as you get started creating your action plan to break through in 2025? What tools, support, or resources do you need as you get started? What does success look like? And how might you measure that? And is there any way for you to make this action step just a little more specific, bringing it truly to that doable action step? As we're wrapping up today, if you have any questions about creating a realistic plan to reach your goals, anything on well-being, or anything else under that big well-being umbrella that we've discussed today, feel free to reach out. You can visit our website at wellbeingconnections.org. You can find us on social media at Wellbeing Connections SD. You can give us a call at 605-370-8457. And I want to invite you to two opportunities. We have upcoming is our next huddle on Thursday, February 20th at 11:30 a.m. via Zoom, and that's Central Standard Time. Our topic is going to be on balanced harmony, so aligning our work, life, and well-being. And additionally, I want you to know that you're invited to our March group coaching session. This is on From Chaos to Clarity, Building Momentum. This starts March 12th at 12 p.m. via Zoom. Again, you can shoot us a message or reach out for more information. And know always you have the opportunity to schedule a free exploration visit with me to see what, if any, support Wellbeing Connections can provide you, how you can get started creating a plan for your well-being today. I look forward to connecting with you soon. All the best.